Hey everyone, welcome to the exciting world of video editing. Ever wondered how those awesome videos on your social media feed come to life? Well, it all starts with video editing software, and today we're diving into DaVinci Resolve. It's a powerful tool used by professionals, but don't worry, it's also beginner-friendly. DaVinci Resolve might seem intimidating at first, but trust me, it's like learning to ride a bike. Once you get the hang of it, it's a blast. We'll cover everything you need to know to start editing your own videos, from importing your footage to adding cool effects. The best part, DaVinci Resolve is free to use, and it's packed with amazing features that can take your videos to the next level. We'll focus on the essential tools for creating engaging social media content. Get ready to unleash your creativity and impress your followers. So grab your footage, fire up DaVinci Resolve, and let's get started. Before we jump into editing, let's set up our project properly. Think of it as prepping your canvas before you start painting. In DaVinci Resolve, you create a new project and tell it what kind of video you're making. First, open DaVinci Resolve and click on a new project. Give your project a catchy name so you can easily find it later. Now you'll see some settings. The important ones here are timeline resolution and frame rate. Timeline resolution determines how sharp your video will be. For most social media videos, 1920 by 1080, also known as 1080p, is perfect. Frame rate affects how smooth your video looks. 24 or 30 frames per second are common choices. Once you've set these, click Create. Now you can import your video clips, music, and any other files you want to use. Just drag and drop them into the media pool at the bottom of the screen. Think of the media pool as your digital treasure chest, where you keep all your video goodies organized. Now that your project is set up and your media is imported, you're ready to start editing. The cut page in DaVinci Resolve is where the magic begins. It's like a playground for your videos, where you can trim, cut, and arrange clips to tell your story. Don't be afraid to experiment and try different things here. The first thing you'll want to do is add some clips to your timeline. Just drag and drop them from the media pool onto the timeline at the top of the screen. The timeline is like a visual representation of your video, showing you how all your clips fit together. To trim a clip, simply drag the edges of the clip on the timeline. You can also cut a clip into multiple parts by positioning your cursor where you want to cut and pressing the blade tool, which looks like a razor blade. The cut page also has handy tools for adding transitions between clips, like fades or cross dissolves. These transitions can make your video look more polished and professional. Play around with different transitions to see what works best for your video. Once you're happy with the arrangement of your clips, it's time to move on to the edit page for more advanced editing options. The edit page in DaVinci Resolve is where you can fine-tune your video and add more complex edits. Think of it as taking your video from good to great. One of the key features of the edit page is the use of tracks. Tracks allow you to layer different elements of your video on top of each other, like video clips, audio, titles, and effects. To add a new track, right-click on the timeline and select Add Track. You can then drag and drop different elements onto different tracks. For example, you might have one track for your main video footage, another track for music, and another track for sound effects. The edit page also gives you more control over transitions. You can adjust the duration of transitions, change the transition type, and even add keyframes to create custom transitions. Keyframes allow you to control how a transition looks at different points in time. For example, you could create a fade-in that gradually gets faster. Section 5, adding titles, text, and B-roll. Now it's time to add some visual flair to your video with titles, text overlays, and B-roll footage. These elements can help you tell your story more effectively, add context, and keep your viewers engaged. To add a title, go to the Effects Library tab and look for the Title section. You'll find a variety of pre-designed title templates to choose from. Just drag and drop the template you like onto the timeline above your video track. You can then customize the text, font, size, color, and animation of the title using the inspector panel on the right side of the screen. Text overlays are similar to titles, but they're typically used to display information on screen, such as the speaker's name or location. To add a text overlay, select the text tool from the toolbar and click on the viewer window where you want to place the text. B-roll footage is supplementary footage that's used to visually support your main footage. For example, if you're making a video about cooking, your B-roll footage might include shots of ingredients being chopped, pots and pans simmering on the stove, or the finished dish being plated. To add B-roll footage, simply import it into your media pool and drag and drop it onto a separate track on the timeline. You can then trim and arrange the B-roll footage to fit with your main footage. Section 6. Color correction and audio enhancements. Now that your video is edited and looking good, let's enhance the visuals and audio even further with color correction and audio adjustments. Color correction is the process of adjusting the colors in your video to improve its overall look and feel. It can be used to correct color casts, adjust brightness and contrast, and create a specific mood or atmosphere. In DaVinci Resolve, you can access color correction tools in the color page. One of the most powerful tools is the color wheels panel, which allows you to adjust the hue, saturation, and luminance of different parts of the image. To use the color wheels, simply select the clip you want to adjust on the timeline and then click on the color wheels panel. You can then drag the different color wheels around to see how they affect the image. Audio adjustments are just as important as color correction, as they can make a huge difference in the overall quality of your video. In DaVinci Resolve, you can adjust audio levels, add music and sound effects, and even clean up background noise. To access audio adjustments, go to the Fairlight page. Here you can see all the audio tracks in your project and adjust their levels using the faders. You can also add audio effects such as equalization, compression, and reverb to enhance the sound of your audio. Section 7. A taste of fusion visual effects. Ready to add some Hollywood magic to your videos? DaVinci Resolve's Fusion page is where you can create stunning visual effects and compositing. While we won't dive deep into Fusion in this beginner's guide, let's explore a simple example to spark your creativity. Fusion works with a node-based system where you connect different nodes to create complex effects. Don't worry, it's easier than it sounds. Let's say you want to add a glow effect to an object in your video. First, select the clip you want to apply the effect to, and then head over to the Fusion page. In the effects library, find the glow effect and drag it onto your node workspace. Now connect the output of your clip to the input of the glow node. You can customize the glow effect's properties like color, intensity, and spread using the inspector panel. Experiment with different settings to achieve the desired look. This is just a glimpse of what Fusion can do. It's a powerful tool for creating everything from simple color corrections to complex 3D animations. As you become more comfortable with DaVinci Resolve, I encourage you to explore Fusion and unleash your inner visual effects artist. Section 8. Exporting your masterpiece. Congratulations, you've edited your video and it's ready to be shared with the world. The final step is to export your video, which means saving it in a format that you can upload to social media or other platforms. In DaVinci Resolve, go to the Deliver page. Here you can choose from a variety of export presets, optimized for different platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and more. Select the preset that best suits your needs. You can also customize the export settings, such as the file format, resolution, and quality. For most social media platforms, exporting in MP4 format with H.264 codec and a resolution of 1080p is a safe bet. Once you're happy with the export settings, give your video a final name and choose where you want to save it on your computer. Click on the Add to Render Queue button and then click on Start Render to begin the export process. Depending on the length of your video and your computer's processing power, exporting might take a while. But once it's done, you'll have a beautifully edited video ready to share with the world. Section 9. Keep exploring and creating. And there you have it. You've taken your first steps into the world of video editing with DaVinci Resolve. We've covered the basics, from setting up your project to exporting your final video. But this is just the beginning of your editing journey. The best way to learn is by doing. So fire up DaVinci Resolve, import some footage, and start experimenting. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn and improve. Remember, practice makes perfect. There are tons of amazing resources available online to help you further your DaVinci Resolve skills. Check out YouTube tutorials, online forums, and DaVinci Resolve's official website for more in-depth guides and inspiration. Most importantly, have fun and let your creativity run wild. Video editing is a powerful way to tell stories, share experiences, and connect with others. So go out there and create something amazing.